Deputy Speaker, as if the Concord was not clear on the Ngandla judgment, your office is failing to lead this parliament. Parliament is failing to protect and defend the Constitution. You have invited kids here. You want them to learn your inability to defend the Constitution. Parliament is failing to hold the executive accountable. In fact, Deputy Speaker, it is now clear that the ruling party does not want the executive to be held accountable by this parliament. Parliament has failed to remove Zuma, who has grossly violated his oath of office. You must take lessons from one of your partners in BRICS. If you don't listen to us, when President manipulates budget, they are not worthy to occupy President's office.
Honorable Khawla, please take your seat.
Thank you.
The speaker on the podium referred to the president of the country as Zuma. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Mr. Zuma.
Honorable member, did you refer to the President as Zuma?
No, I referred to him as Mr. Zuma.
Honorable members, continue, honorable member.
Thank you. Mr. Zuma has done the worst. It remains a bizarre why he is still in the office. His parliament has failed to pass legislation and it is loses cases all the time. His parliament has failed to lead by example. How are we supposed to safeguard the people's taxpayers' money when the Secretary of Parliament, Mr. Mgidlana, is wasting parliament limited resources in luxury overseas trips, flying business class and staying in five-star hotel? How is Parliament supposed to lead important legislation such as the minimum wage?
House Chairperson. Honorable House Chairperson, on a point of order.
Please take your seat. Honorable Deputy.
The statement is misleading. The honorable member doesn't have all the facts. So he must check the facts first before he accuses people of doing something that is not there.
Honorable member, that is a point of debate. Can we allow it?
You are not a chief whip. How is Parliament supposed to lead important legislation such as minimum wage and decent employment condition when some of its workers employed through labor brokers are paid 1,500? The Parliament kitchen workers in Mark's building are employed through labor brokers and they are paid 1,500. Labor relations between Parliament and staff has collapsed. It's completely broken down. It is an embarrassment that such an important institution communicate with its workers through the CCMA. Workers' salaries are deducted. Workers are not paid their agreed performance bonuses, but Mr. Mgidlana has money to travel overseas whenever he wants. As the EFF were saying, Speaker, you are deliberately rendering this parliament useless and dysfunctional. Chairperson, Madam Speaker, there is an urgent need to restore dignity of this Parliament House before you are left alone to continue to undermine the Constitution and make a mockery of the people of South Africa. Parliament must appoint retired judges who are willing to preside over important debates and guidance over court cases to avoid what happened at the Constitutional Court. Parliament must employ all Parliament staff and ban labor brokers and outsourcing. Parliament must appreciate the principle of multi-party democracy. Any member, regardless of which party, must be able to preside over debates and committee meetings. Some of the chairpersons in your committee meetings are sleeping. Parliament must do away with ANC deployment parliament of staff and researchers. Parliament staff must be appointed on merit, qualification, and suitability of the job. Parliament must exercise its power and use the money bill legislation and stop asking favors from the National Treasurer. Parliament appropriate money, not the Minister of Finance. And it is then that Parliament Budget Office will start doing its work instead of being committee secretaries to Standing Committee in Finance. Now, most importantly, and progressive step going forward. Parliament must institute disciplinary proceedings to Mr. Zuma for his gross violation of his oath of office amongst many sins he has committed, while offering you a much more superior logic as a way forward, of which failing to do so, Parliament will again be found failing in its duties.